Greetings from Florida. Today we're working on a 2000 to 2002 Lincoln LS, which is also the same as the Jaguar S-Type. Working on the right front door, the passenger front. This was a new attempt at recording with the iPhone. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to be blocking out, so hopefully we can figure it out. You've got a flat Phillips screw on the outside of the door panel. You'll see it, it's visible. If you pop off the cup in the center, there's two screws under that, and that little plastic bezel comes off. There's 2 or 3 screws on the bottom of the door panel. Oh, and there's a screw behind there too, you'll see it. Check my website for these if you need them, upanddownmainstreet.com. They may or may not be on there, but take a look. Also, if you have any questions and you ask them on YouTube, I'll be happy to answer them. If you call me, there is a $30 charge. Please do not call me with questions about this video. If you're in Tampa Bay and you'd like me to do it for you, please call me. I'd be glad to. And then we've got I think maybe a couple wiring harnesses behind the door panel. They unplug pretty easily. There's one right there. Set that aside. We're going to be taking off the speaker with some small torque screws. Get the paper out of the way for the time being. It's a moisture barrier that prevents condensation from coming towards the door panel. It doesn't do that much. Usually with Lincolns you get a nicer sound baffling door panel, but not this one. So you need a small star Torx bit. You get 3 screws that hold the speaker on. Put the window up. The glass clips may still be attached. 2 10mm bolts hold them on. Pretty easy to get off. Oh, good idea to spray some WD-40 or Power Lube or Pam cooking spray lightly in the 2 up and down channels on the sides. Make things much easier. You don't have to soak it, just give it a quick spritz. Glass might be a little bit off track, but you'll get it there. I'm taking off the 10mm screws. And then you should have no problem putting the glass up. Need a suction cup. Boy, I'm really blocking a lot of this. I apologize. Usually I do this on the driver's side. So this is the first one I did on this side. You've got 5 10mm nuts that hold the regulator on. Note that wire right there. That's the speaker wire. There's a plastic piece that goes onto the regulator. It's important you put that on, or otherwise it gets in the way of the window and you hear it going just every time it goes up and down, it hits it. So it's important to get that on. Also, see the black wire on the right hand side? There's a black wire on the right hand side. It's part of the regulator, and it's important to loop that wire over the metal piece, again, to keep it out of the way of the regulator, of the glass. You're unplugging the 2-prong wiring harness. There's also a couple plastic push-ins on the bottom. You'll need to use a tool to get those off. Also important you put those back for the same reason. You don't want it to interfere with the glass. This is very similar to the 03 to 06 or 08 Lincoln LS, but it's not exactly the same. Regulator comes out for the right side. Remember to pull out the clips. And I'm putting in the new regulator now. Good 5-10 millimeter nuts that are going back on. You see that hole at the top, that oval hole at the top of the door? You're going to eventually put the regulator up, the clips up, and then you can use that to access the 10 millimeter bolt to lock it into the glass. Now this is the speaker wire. Again, it's important to get that plastic piece on the regulator. Right there, that beige plastic piece, there's some orange on it as well. That's got to go on that little indentation on the regulator. It's important. Get that out of the way. I mean, it's not vital, but you'll hear it hitting the glass every time it goes up and down. Just like that. I had to take the nut off to push it back a little bit so I can get that on. Obviously, I've plugged in the wiring harness into the motor, which you can't see, but yes, I have. I'm sorry you can't see that. I've had good luck with the new iPhone. The iPhone 11 takes great video. Like I said, usually I'm on the left side, so this is something new. Trying to push those push-ins, those plastic pop-ins into the holes in the door at this point. Keep the wires out of the way. By the way, for 30 bucks, I will provide you with full phone support. I won't just answer a question, I'll talk you through the whole thing. So if you really want my help with this over the phone, I'd be happy to do it, but there is a charge. But you can ask all the questions you want on YouTube for free. Tightening down the nuts. Looks like I've got everything in there. Looking at that, grabbing the door panel, turning the key. And then grabbing the panel so I can use the switch to put the regulator up. There we go. And then you'll have access to the two 10mm bolts. Make sure the glass is in the clips. Sometimes the glass comes up and it's not exactly in the clips. So make sure it's in the clips. Tighten down those two 10mm bolts. And the other side. And then we're good. Oh, I think you've got, on the driver's side, you have an auto up and an auto down. Where you press it once, it goes up by itself. You press it once, it goes down by itself. If that doesn't work initially, start with the window up, put it all the way down, close the door, put it all the way down, and while the window is down, continue to hold the button for 10, 12 seconds. Then put the window all the way up, continue to hold the button for 10 or 12 seconds after the window is up. That should reset your automatic. And that generally only works with the door closed. I'm not sure if it'll work with the door open or not. So now I'm going to put the paper back on, put the speaker back on. The rest of this is pretty easy, so you're welcome to watch. I'm going to go work on another video. But thank you very much for watching, and I really appreciate it. You have a good week. Bye.